Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda. Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 21, text number 121. So, if you feel so inclined to chant with us the Bengali, you're welcome to, with the grace of Ishwar Prabhu. Okay. Selo Jadaya Kirti Darya Vaishardi Nitai Esaba Krishna Pratishta Sushila Mridyu Vadanya Krishna Sama Nahi Anya Krishna Kare Jagatera Hita. Beauty, humility, mercy, merit, patience, and expert intelligence are all manifested in Krishna. But besides these, Krishna has other qualities like good behavior, mildness, and magnanimity. He also performs welfare activities for the whole world. All these qualities are not visible in expansions like Narayana. Purport: Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that the qualities of beauty, humility, mercy, patience, and expert intelligence are all manifested in Krishna. But besides these, Krishna has other qualities like good behavior, mildness, and magnanimity. He also performs welfare activities for the whole world. All these qualities are not visible in expansions like Narayana. Purport: Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that the qualities of beauty, humility, mercy, merit, patience, and expert intelligence are brilliant qualities, and when they are exhibited in the person of Narayan, one should know that they are bestowed upon Narayan by Krishna. Good behavior, mildness, and magnanimity are found only in Krishna. Only Krishna performs welfare activities for the whole world. Krishna deki nana jana kaila nimeshe nindana vraje vidi ninde gopi gana se sava shloka padi mahaprabhu artakari suke madhurya kare ashwadana. After seeing Krishna, various people criticize the blinking of their eyes. In Vrindavan especially, all the gopis criticize Lord Brahma because of this defect in the eyes. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited some verses from Srimad Bhagavatam and explained them vividly, thus enjoying the taste of transcendental sweetness with great happiness. Yasyananam makara kandala charu karna brajat kapola shubhagam savilasakasam nityot savam natritpor drishibi prabhibantyo Naro narascha mudita kupita nimescha. All men and women were accustomed to enjoying the beauty of the shining face of Lord Krishna, as well as his shark-shaped earrings swinging on his ears, his beautiful features, his cheeks, and his playful smiles, all combined to form a constant festival for the eyes. And the blinking of the eyes became obstacles that impeded one from seeing that beauty. For this reason, men and women become very angry at the Creator, Lord Brahma. Purport: this verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th Canto, chapter 24, verse 65. I'm going to skip the Bengali because I'm not doing it that well. O Krishna, when you go to the forest during the day and we do not see your sweet face, which is surrounded by beautiful curly hair, half a second becomes as long as an entire age for us. And we consider the Creator, who has put eyelids on the eyes we use for seeing you, to be simply a fool. This verse is spoken by the gopis in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, chapter 31, text 15. Text 125. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is identical with the Vedic hymn known as the Kama Gayatri, which is composed of 24 and a half syllables. All of the Brahmins chant this mantra 3 times a day. Those syllables are compared to moons that arise in Krishna. Thus, all 3 worlds are filled with desire. Text 126. The face of Krishna is the king of all moons, and the body of Krishna is the throne. Thus, the king governs a society of moons. Purport: Krishna's face is considered the king of moons, and his body is considered the throne. All the other Chandras, moons, are considered to be subordinate moons. His left cheek is a moon, and his right cheek is a moon. His forehead is considered a half moon. The spot of sandalwood pulp on his forehead is considered a moon, and his fingernails and toenails are also different moons. Text 127. Krishna has 2 cheeks that shine like glowing gems. Both are considered full moons. His forehead is considered a half moon, and the spot of sandalwood there is considered a full moon. Text 128. The fingernails are many full moons, and they dance on the flute of his hands. Their song is the melody of that flute. His toenails are also many full moons, and they dance on the ground. Their song is the jingling of his ankle bells. Text 129. Krishna's face is the enjoyer king. That full moon face makes his shark-shaped earrings and lotus eyes dance. His eyebrows are like bows, and his eyes are like arrows. His ears are fixed on the string of that bow, and when his eyes spread to his ears, he pierces the hearts of the gopis. The dancing features of his face surpass all other full moons and expand the marketplace of full moons. Although priceless, the nectar of Krishna's face is distributed to everyone. Some purchase the moon rays of his sweet smiles, and others purchase the nectar of his lips. Thus he pleases everyone. Text 131. Krishna has two reddish, widely spread eyes. These are ministers of the king, and they subdue the pride of Cupid, who also has beautiful eyes. That face of Govinda, which is full of happiness, is the home of the pastimes of beauty, and it is very pleasing to everyone's eyes. Text 132. If by devotional service one gets the results of pious activities and sees Lord Krishna's face, what can he relish with only two eyes? His greed and thirst increase twofold by seeing the nectarian face of Krishna. Due to his inability to sufficiently drink that nectar, he becomes very unhappy and criticizes the Creator for not having given him more than two eyes. When the onlooker of Krishna's face becomes dissatisfied in this way, he thinks, why didn't the Creator give me thousands and millions of eyes? Why has he given me only two? For even these two eyes are disturbed by blinking, which keeps him from continuously seeing Krishna's face. Thus one accrues the Creator of being dry and tasteless due to engaging in severe austerities. The Creator is only a dry manufacturer. He does not know how to create and set things in their proper places. Text 134. The Creator says, let those who will see Krishna's beautiful face have two eyes. Just see the lack of consideration exhibited by this person posing as a creator. If the Creator took my advice, he would give millions of eyes to the person who intends to see Sri Krishna's face. If the Creator will accept this advice, then I would say that he is competent in his work. Text 135. The transcendental form of Lord Sri Krishna is compared to an ocean. A particular extraordinary vision is the moon above that ocean, Sri Krishna's face, and in an even more extraordinary vision is his smile, which is sweeter than sweet and is like shining beams of moonlight. While speaking of these things with Sanatana Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to remember one thing after another. Moving his hands in ecstasy, he recited a verse. Maduram, Maduram, Vapur, Asya Vaibor, Maduram, Maduram, Vadanam, Maduram, Madhugandhi Mridu Smitam Etado, Maduram, 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 Maduram. O my Lord, the transcendental body of Krishna is very sweet, and his face is even sweeter than his body. But his soft smile, which has the fragrance of honey, is sweeter still. Purport. This verse is quoted from the Krishna Karnamrita 92 by Bilva Mangala Thakur. Text 137. My dear Sanatan, the sweetness of Krishna's personality is just like an ocean of ambrosia. Although my mind is now afflicted by convulsive diseases, and I wish to drink that entire ocean, the repressive physician does not allow me to drink even one drop. Someone get me a cup of water. Speaking. Purport. When there is a combination of kapha, pitta, and vayu, which are the three constitutional bodily elements that we have, there occurs sanipati, or a convulsive disease. Lord Chaitanya said, this disease is mine, caused by the personal features of Lord Krishna. The three elements are the beauty of Krishna's body, the beauty of his face, and the beauty of his smile. Stricken by these three beauties, my mind goes into convulsions. It wishes to drink the ocean of Krishna's beauty, but because I am undergoing convulsions, thank you, my physician, who is Sri Krishna himself, does not even allow me to take a drop of water from that ocean. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was ecstatic in this way because he was presenting himself in the mood of the gopis. The gopis wanted to drink the ocean of sweetness arising from the bodily features of Krishna, but Krishna did not allow them to come near. Consequently, their desire to meet Krishna increased, and being unable to drink the ambrosia of Krishna's bodily features, they became very unhappy. Text 138. Krishna's body is a city of attractive features, and it is sweeter than sweet. His face, which is like the moon, is sweeter still, and the supremely sweet, gentle smile on that moon-like face is like the rays of the moonshine. Purport. The smile on Krishna's face, which is just like the smiling of the moon, generates greater and greater happiness for the gopis. 139. The beauty of Krishna's smile is the sweetest feature of all. His smile is like a full moon that spreads its rays throughout the three worlds, Goloka Vrindavan, the spiritual sky of the Vaikunthas, and Devi Dham, the material world. Thus, Krishna's shining beauty spreads in all 10 directions. With text 140. His slight smiling and fragrant illumination are compared to camphor, which enters the sweetness of his lips. That sweetness is transformed and enters into space as vibrations from the holes of his flute. 141. The sound of Krishna's flute spreads in all the 4 directions. Even though Krishna vibrates his flute within this universe, its sound pierces the universal covering and goes to the spiritual sky. Thus, the vibration enters the ears of all the inhabitants. It especially enters Goloka Vrindavan Dham and attracts the minds of the young damsels of Vrajabhumi, bringing them forcibly to where Krishna is present. 142. The vibration of Krishna's flute is very aggressive, and it breaks the vows of all chaste women. Indeed, its vibration takes them forcibly from the laps of their husbands. The vibration of his flute attracts even the goddesses of fortune in the Vaikuntha planets, to say nothing of poor damsels in Vrindavan. 143. The vibration of his flute slackens the knots of their underwear, even in front of their husbands. These are actually kopans. And thus the gopis are forced to abandon their household duties and come before Lord Krishna. In this way, all social etiquette, shame, and fear are vanquished. The vibration of his flute causes all women to dance. The vibration of his flute is just like a bird that creates a nest within the ears of the gopis and always remains prominent there, not allowing any other sound to enter their ears. Indeed, the gopis cannot hear anything else, nor are they able to concentrate on anything else, not even give a suitable reply. Such are the effects of the vibration of Lord Krishna's flute. Purport. The vibration of Krishna's flute is always prominent in the ears of the gopis. Naturally, they cannot hear anything else. Constant remembrance of the holy sound of Krishna's flute keeps them enlightened and enlivened. And they do not allow any other sound to enter their ears, since their attention is fixed on Krishna's flute. They cannot divert their minds to any other subject. In other words, a devotee who has heard the sound of Krishna's flute forgets to talk or hear of any other subject. This vibration of Krishna's flute is represented by the Hare Krishna mantra, Maha Mantra. A serious devotee of the Lord who chants and hears this transcendental vibration becomes so accustomed to it that he cannot divert his attention to any subject matter not related to Krishna's blissful characteristics and paraphernalia. This is sometimes reminds me of Lochan's chanting. Sometimes I see him so absorbed. Resuming his external consciousness, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sanatana Goswami, I have not spoken of what I intended. Lord Krishna is very merciful to you because by bewildering my mind, he has revealed his personal opulence and sweetness. He has caused you to hear all these things from me to your understanding. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu admitted that he was speaking like a madman, which he should not have done for the understanding of those who are externally situated. Statements about Krishna's body, his characteristics, and his flute would appear like a madman's statements to a mundane person. It was actually a fact that Krishna wanted to reveal himself to Sanatana Goswami due to his specific mercy upon him. Somehow or other, Krishna explained himself and his flute to Sanatana Goswami through the mouth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared as though mad. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu admitted that he wanted to tell Sanatana Goswami something else, but somehow or other, in transcendental ecstasy, he spoke of a different subject matter. Since I have become a madman, I am saying one thing instead of another. This is because I am being carried away by the waves of the nectarian ocean of Lord Krishna's transcendental sweetness. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then remained silent for a moment. Finally, adjusting things within his mind, he again spoke to Sanatana Goswami. If anyone gets an opportunity to hear about the sweetness of Krishna in this chapter of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, he will certainly be eligible to float in the transcendentally blissful ocean of love of God. You hear that, all of you? That he will certainly be eligible to float in the transcendentally blissful ocean of love of God. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 21st chapter, describing the blissful characteristics of Krishna. Anybody like to share something they remember? Or give a comment? Okay, we'll move on to chapter 22, the process of devotional service. In the 22nd chapter, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes the process of devotional service. In the beginning, he describes the truth about the living entity and the super excellence of devotional service. He then describes the uselessness of mental speculation and mystic yoga. In all circumstances, the living entity is recommended to accept the path of devotional service as personally explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The speculative method of the so-called Gyanis is considered a waste of time, and that is proved in this chapter. An intelligent person should abandon the processes of karmakanda, jnanakanda, and mystic yoga. One should give up all these useless processes and take seriously to Krishna consciousness fully, even though he may sometimes be agitated due to having previously practiced mental speculation and yoga mysticism. He will be saved by Lord Krishna himself. The fact is that devotional service is bestowed by the blessings of a pure devotee, such as Srila Prabhupada. Sa Mahatma Sadurlabhaha. A pure devotee is the supreme transcendentalist, and one has to receive his mercy for one's dormant Krishna consciousness to be awakened. Yes, each and every one of us has got the special mercy from Srila Prabhupada. And he came with nothing and created a worldwide revolution and a worldwide movement. So, one has to receive the mercy for one's dormant Krishna consciousness to be awakened. And now the whole world is being awakened by this Krishna conscious movement. One has to associate with pure devotees. First and foremost, principle in advancing in spiritual life, to take sadhu sangha. If one has firm faith in the words of a great soul, pure devotional service will be awakened. In this chapter, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu differentiates between a pure devotee and others. He also describes the characteristics of a pure devotee. A devotee's most formidable enemy is associating with women in an enjoying spirit. Association with non-devotees is also condemned because it is also a formidable enemy on the path of devotional service. This is a very important principle, that whoever we associate with, that will become part of our consciousness. So we have to be very careful in devotional service to choose our association appropriately and to hear and chant about the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One has to fully surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna and give up his attraction for non-devotees and women. The 6 symptoms of fully surrendered souls are also described in this chapter. Devotional service has been divided into 2 categories: regular devotional service and spontaneous love. We're not on that platform yet. There are 64 items listed in regulative devotional service, and out of these 64, the last 5 are considered very important. By practicing even one of the 9 processes of devotional service, one can become successful. And what are those 9 processes? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam. Anybody remember? Archanam, Bandhanam, Atmanivedanam. Speculative knowledge and mystic yoga can never help one in devotional service. Pious activity, non-violence, sense control, and regulation are not separate from devotional service in its pure form. If one engages in devotional service, all good qualities follow. This is very important, to be regulated in our devotional service. Every day, chanting at the same time, going to the some kind of morning program associating with devotees hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, following the regular principles, etc. One does not have to cultivate them separately. Spontaneous devotional service arises when one follows Chaitanya, a pure devotee who is awakened to spontaneous love of God. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes the symptoms of devotees who are already situated in spontaneous love of God. He also describes the devotees who are trying to follow in the footsteps of a pure devotee, of the pure devotees. So, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Lochan Prabhu, we every day have the association of Srila Prabhupada. He is fully present in his form as the Murti of Srila Prabhupada. I'm sure all of you may have experience. You can come and pray to Prabhupada and talk to him and get his mercy by following the process and daily offering worship to him. This is very, very important. That's why we have Guru Puja, acknowledging Srila Prabhupada's great impact on the world and our own personal devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes the symptoms of devotees who are already situated in spontaneous love of Godhead. He also describes the devotees who are trying to follow in the footsteps of the pure devotee. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Tam Karana Navam Kalavapiyati Gudyam Bhaktir Yena Prakashita. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is an ocean of transcendental mercy, and although the subject matter of Bhakti Yoga is very confidential, he has nonetheless manifested it so nicely, even in this age of Kali, the age of quarrel. Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chanda, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to Advaita Chandra. And all glories to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, I have described one's relationship with Krishna in various ways. This is the subject matter of all the Vedas. Krishna is the center of all activities. Now I shall speak to you about the characteristics of devotional service, by which one can attain the shelter of Krishna and his loving transcendental service. A human being's activities should be centered on only devotional service to Lord Krishna. That is the verdict of all Vedic scripture literatures, and all saintly people have firmly concluded this. When the mother Vedas, Shruti, is questioned as to whom to worship, she says that you are the only Lord and worshipable object. Similarly, the corollaries of the Shruti Shastras, the Smriti Shastras, give the same instructions, just like sisters. The Puranas, which are like brothers, follow in the footsteps of their mother. O enemy of the demon Mura, the conclusion is that you are the only shelter. Now I have understood this in truth. This quotation from the Vedic literature was spoken to the Lord by great sages. Krishna is the non-dual absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although he is one, he maintains different personal expansions and energies from his pastimes. Purport: the Lord has many potencies and is non-different from all these potencies, because the potencies and the potent cannot be separated. They are identical. Krishna is described as the source of all potencies, and he is also identified with the external potency, the material energy. Krishna also has internal potencies or spiritual potencies, which are always engaged in his personal service. His internal potency is different from his external potency. Krishna's internal potency is Krishna himself, and Krishna himself, who is the potent, are always identical. Krishna expands himself in many forms. Some of them are personal expansions, and some are separate expansions. Thus, he performs pastimes in both the spiritual and the material worlds. The spiritual worlds are the Vaikuntha planets, and the material universes are the Brahmandas, gigantic globes governed by Lord Brahma. Does anyone have any questions or comment that they would like to offer? No? Yeah. Hold it. You got it. Here.
Yes, Hare Krishna. So there's a statement of always associating with devotees. The fact is that for preaching and for really like reaching people out that don't have Krishna, so we do need to associate with non-devotees, to associate with non-devotees in order to share Krishna consciousness. And in my case, what I find is that if you only reach out to them just to talk about Krishna, then they may not be as open. But if you develop like a friendship or a relationship in which you show them how Krishna is present in my own life, for example, then they will be like step by step opening to this. So, but it is risky, I know, but I don't know. I always find myself coming and going from this. I don't know.
So one thing is, that's a good point, to develop a relationship based on where they're at. You know, like how far are they in the spiritual journey? Because, we don't want to overflood them with too much, more than they can handle. So that's that requires personalism. But one thing is not to let it morph into that we're taking their association more than we're giving them Krishna consciousness, because there's always that tendency, or opportunity. So if we always keep it that we're always Krishna's the center, then that friendship can develop in Krishna consciousness, instead of us being dragged into hearing their mundane, because naturally we share what we're doing in our life with people we're friendly with, but if we start hearing all about their mundane activities, it just will bring us down. So to keep the Krishna Katha alive.
Relate to people on such a personal way, and but yet you don't take their association, but you give them Krishna consciousness, and you open up your ears to hear something that may, make a difference for them, and also let them know that you are concerned. Because, and one way of doing that is if someone is sharing with you something very vital or important to them, you can repeat it back to them. Then they'll know that you're actually hearing them from your heart. And this will create bonding and friendship. Anyone else like to say anything or comment? Okay, I guess we can continue. What text are we on? 9? Okay, here we are. Krishna expands himself in many forms. Some of them are personal expansions, and some are separate expansions. Thus, he performs pastimes both in the material world and the spiritual world. The spiritual worlds are the Vaikuntha planets, and the material universes are the Brahmananda's gigantic globes, governed by Lord Brahma. Oh boy. Text number 9. Expansions of his personal self, like the quadruple manifestations of Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Vasudeva, descend as incarnations from Vaikuntha to this material world. The separate expansions are the living entities. Although they are expansions of Krishna, they are counted amongst his different potencies. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The personal expansions are known as Vishnu Tattva, and the separated expansions are known as Jiva Tattva. That's what we are. Although the Jiva, living entities, are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are still counted among his multi-potencies. This is fully described by Lord Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 5. Aparayam titastanyam prakritim vidime param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam daryate jagat. Besides this inferior nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind, which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. Although the living entities are Krishna's parts and parcels, they are Prakriti, not Purusha. Sometimes Prakriti, a living entity, attempts to imitate the activities of the Purusha. Due to a poor fund of knowledge, living entities conditioned in this material world claim to be God. They are thus illusioned. A living entity cannot be on the level of a Vishnu Tattva or the personality of Godhead. At any stage, therefore, it is ludicrous for a living entity to claim to be God. Advanced spiritualists would never accept such a thing. Such claims are made to cheat ordinary, foolish people. The Krishna consciousness movement declares war against such bogus incarnations. The bogus propaganda put out by the people claiming to be God has killed Krishna consciousness all over the world. Members of the Krishna consciousness movement must be very alert to defy these rascals who are presently misleading the whole world. One such rascal known as Pundraka, appeared before Lord Krishna, and the Lord immediately killed him. Of course, those who are Krishna's servants cannot kill such imitation gods, but they should try their best to defeat them through the evidence of Shastra, authentic knowledge received through the disciplic succession. So Kamalini and I and Lochan are very familiar with so many of these so-called incarnations. The Munis, there was one little boy who was proclaimed by his mother to be an incarnation of God. So many. Any others? You may remember. Lochan? Anyway, that was rampant in the 60s, in the 70s. Okay, text number... what are we on? text 11, those who are eternally liberated are always awake to Krishna consciousness, and they render transcendental loving service at the feet of Lord Krishna. They are to be considered eternal associates of Krishna, and they are eternally enjoying the transcendental bliss of serving Krishna. Apart from the ever-liberated devotees, there are the conditioned souls who always turn away from the service of the Lord. They are perpetually conditioned in this material world and are subjected to the material tribulations brought about by different bodily forms in hellish conditions. Due to his being opposed to Krishna consciousness, the conditioned soul is punished by the witch of the external energy Maya. He is thus ready to suffer the threefold miseries brought about by the body and mind, the inimical behavior of other living entities, and natural disturbances caused by the demigods. So that's why we have compassion and go out and distribute this mercy to the conditioned souls. In this way, the conditioned soul becomes the servant of lusty desires, and when these are not fulfilled, he becomes the servant of anger and continues to be kicked by the external energy, Maya. Wandering and wandering throughout the universe, he may, by chance, get the association of a devotee physician whose instructions and hymns make the witch of the external energy flee. The conditioned soul thus gets into touch with devotional service, Lord Krishna, and in this way he can approach nearer and nearer to the Lord. This is why we go out. Many devotees go out and distribute the mercy. As Shruti Kirti said, even if you read just one line of Srila Prabhupada's books, your Krishna consciousness becomes sparked and enlivened. Purport: an explanation of verses 8 through 15 is given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrita Pravaha Bhashya. How much more time do we have? What? We're over time. What's happening? Should we end here? Okay. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila Volume 5. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the transcendental Lord of our life. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Taksham Varhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Akom Vikamaniya Vishesha Shobha Govindam Adipurusham Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Anandani Yasa Sakalem Priya Priti Manti Vasyan Dipan Dikayanti Giram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Namaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Namaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Namaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Namaham
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Bracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vaskachali Satarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Bracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vaskachali Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Jaya Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Shri Radhe. Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Shri Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, 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 Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Jayani to the first all Vishnupad, Paramahansa Parivajikacharya, Justo. His divine loving grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityalaya Vishnam Vishnupad, Paramahansa Parivajikacharya, Stosa Shri Shima, His divine grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavini Ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Seko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Gadadhara Shri Vasudhi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Golokananda Go Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dhama Ki. Shri Nayapurna Dham Ki. Gangamaya Jamunamaya Ki. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki. Priyambadanga Ki. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki. Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Cheto Darpanam Arjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirapanam Shreya Chandrika Vitaranam Vaidyavatho Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pradipadam Purnamritasvadanam Sarvamaslapanam Padam Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Baudani Jasarva Shakti Itadrishi Tavakriva Bhagavan Mamapri Durdaiva Midrisha Miha Janina Naraga Trinadapi Sanichena Tarodapi Sahishnuna Hamanina Ki Chai Ai Nanda Tanuta Kinkara Padina Vishme Bhavada Vivaita Padapakaja Sudaraya Vananam Gadgadavardaya Gira Pulakarnichitam Vavukada Tavanam Vishati Yugaitam Namishena Chakshi Shafra Vishayatam Shinyayatam Jagasaram Govinda Viriname Ashishava Padaratam Panasama Adarshanan Mama Tom Karotu